The executive session of the Wayne Board of Education Public Work Session meeting of May 29th was convened in the conference room, the administrative offices of the Board of Education at 15 Ellis Drive, Wayne. Statement of compliance setting forth date, time, and location was read in accordance with the requirements of the Open Public Meeting Act. The roll was taken, the meeting was recessed, and is now being reconvened. Ask everyone to please stand for a moment of silence, followed by the flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everyone. Please be seated.
Roll call. Wilson Elephant.
Here.
Ryan Battershaw.
Here.
Mark Faber. Matthew Giordano.
Here.
Just for you on that one. Wendy Lamandria.
Here.
Paul Ryan.
Here.
Don Havlick.
Here.
Henry Persacco.
Present.
And Barbara Rigoloso.
Here.
Dr. Tozer.
Okay, just a very brief report. There's been a number of concerns that have been raised in the community regarding the condition of our playing fields. So a lot of teams use our athletic fields. And the problem we've had this spring is limited staffing combined with a really difficult rainy season. We've had a tremendous amount of rain that has caused our fields to be flooded, to not be maintained the way they normally would be because of the amount of rain that's been coming down. So we do apologize for any of the athletic teams, but I know that the facilities department is working and doing the best they can with the staff they have. The only other thing I have to report for this meeting is that the HIV report, there were 7 cases of HIV that were reported since our last meeting. Of those cases, only 3 were found to be actual cases of HIV.
Dr. Gallagher, revisions to the agenda.
Revisions to the agenda under PWS meeting, under Human Resources, approval of resignation for retirements. Nabah Elzamar, head custodian at SC, is retirement as of 1/31/26. Under emergent school resource and finance, be it resolved, the Wayne Board of Education hereby authorizes preparing, posting, and scheduling of an RFP for legal services to encompass all legal services required by the board, including but not limited to labor negotiations, general counsel, special education counsel, facilities, construction, and other legal services. Be it further resolved, the administration is authorized to take all steps necessary to effectuate the purposes of this resolution. And lastly, another under emergent, but this will be human resources. Whereas employee ID 1104 is employed by the Wayne Township Board of Education, and whereas based upon the information provided by the administration and judgment of the board, the employee has exhibited evidence of a deviation from normal physical health, which has adversely affected the employee's ability to perform essential job functions. And whereas, as a result of the foregoing, the board desires to direct the employee to submit to a physical examination pursuant to NJSA 18A 16-2, NJAC 6A 32-6.3, and the Board's Education Policy 3161. Therefore, let be it resolved, upon recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, employee ID 1104 is hereby required and directed to submit to a physical examination by the school's district's designated physician, and a written medical report detailing the results of such examination is to be provided confidentially to the board within 30 days of this date, May 29, 2025. And be it further resolved, the superintendent of schools is authorized and directed to prepare and provide the employee with appropriate statutory notice of the board's action and the reasons therefor. Those are all the read-ins for today.
At this time, I will open the meeting to the public for agenda items only. This portion of the meeting is open to citizens for comment on agenda items only. Residents are asked to state their name, address, and subject matter. Comments may be limited to 3 minutes per person. Members of the public are discouraged from speaking negatively about an employee or a student. The board bears no responsibilities for comments made by the public. Comments regarding employees or students cannot be legally responded to by the board. Other comments may be responded to tonight or at a subsequent meeting under old business. Do I have a mover?
Move. Second.
Second.
Anyone from the public wishing to speak on an agenda item?
Seeing no one, move to close.
Second. All right, do I have a mover for the agenda? Wendy, Barbara? Any discussion?
Yeah, a little bit disappointed in V7, the shared services agreement, that's missing some of the standard language.
Any other?
Just to touch on what Harry said on V7, the contract that's on there now that we're gonna vote on tonight, that's one that was agreed upon in the township, in the school.
The town, no,
It's
the
by
one
the
the
township.
township voted on and sent to us.
Okay, and that's the one the township voted on.
Yes.
Okay.
And all of the red in there is removed.
All the red is
Harry's
removed.
comment.
Correct. No. All the red is removed. I do have some concern, I do still have concerns with it, but I will vote in favor of it because we need protection in our schools. No other discussion, roll call please.
Mr. Eloquent,
Yes.
Mr. Batterfield,
Yes.
Mr. Farber,
Yes.
Mr. Giordano,
Yes.
Ms. Lamandria,
Yes.
Mr. Paul,
Yes.
Mr. Prasaka.
Yes, but I'll probably be voting no on V7.
Probably.
Well, I mean, I'll be voting no on V7. It says V7 or V8, so there's a little confusion there on the shared services.
Contract.
That's our contract, correct? Okay.
You forgot me.
Mrs. Rigolosa?
Yes.
Mr. Ballard?
Yes. All right, this portion of the meeting is open to the public for general comments. On any topic, residents are asked to state their name, address, subject matter, comments will be given to 5 minutes per person. Members of the public are discouraged from speaking negatively about an employee or student. Board bears no responsibility for comments made by the public. Comments regarding an employee or student cannot be legally responded to by the board. Other comments may be responded to tonight or at a subsequent meeting under all business. Do I have a mover?
Move. Second.
Mover, Ryan. Anyone from the public wishing to speak on any item?
Seeing no one, move to close.
Second. Any old business? New business? Board member comments? Right?
So I'm pleased to see that we can draw a line under the security contract. It may not have got everything in there that everybody wants, but it does mean that our children remain safe in the school. I do want to say that, you know, this has been a long and drawn out process over this period of time. I want to try and make sure that some of the political theatre that has occurred during the time of negotiating on that contract that we could try and stay away from for the rest of the year. So I would request that those people running for political office that are partisan in base maybe would be a good opportunity to remove themselves from the Shared Services Committee, because that will alleviate some of the pressure and so on between the town and us if we have a less partisan view from a non-partisan board.
Anyone else? Pat?
I just want to say this is my 6th and final year on the board, and this was one of the more emotional, gut-wrenching meetings that we've had. You can see from the faces of everybody here right now. No matter what the results are, I do want to say I appreciate everybody on this board. You've all thought things through very carefully, both with your heads and your hearts, and that's what makes a good board. When you can walk away and say, I'm going to bed, I'm tired after this one. And I had a few of those during COVID, and a few of those during the lockouts and the lockdowns, and a few going after that were like that. I haven't seen one of these in a while, but thank you all for your time and your energy, and I personally appreciate your professionalism on this one.
Motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Thank you, everyone.